Oh, I was the thorn in the side of everyone. I once got disqualified from driving for overtaking a fire engine that was on the way to a fire so I could get there first. I've calmed down a lot, though, and I don't do that anymore.
Geoff's dedication earned him a promotion. He moved to Auckland to control TV3's Spot News coverage around the country. Then came a turning point in his life. Mount Ruapehu rumbled into action.
I immediately went down there, and being a keen mountain climber, it was the middle of winter, and I had one goal in mind.
Tonight, Ruapehu erupts under his feet.
Geoff made it closer than anyone else. He became a story in himself.
Good evening. Well, it was just a walk in the park, except the park blew up with 3 National News cameramen, Geoff Mackley, just metres away from the explosion.
For the first time, Geoff put himself in the frame, telling the story in his own words.
At the moment, I'm about as close as you can get to the volcano.
The eruption made news around the world. Geoff's pictures were in hot demand. The money started rolling in.
They said, oh, we want to pay, you know, this much per second for the footage, and I'm thinking, you want to pay how much?
It's our beauty. You got this on film?
And I thought, hell, I could travel around the world a dozen times for this.
Geoff used the money to follow his dream, to film and report on the world's wildest natural events.
Cyclone Vance is one of the most powerful storms ever to hit Australia.
This is Exmouth, a tiny community on the coast of Western Australia 5 years ago.
I don't know, I'm sure to get killed in them.
Everybody's seen images of those things, but to actually be there and see it happening in front of you, it's mind-boggling.
What you're describing is a nightmare.
No, it's just beautiful. It really is. Well, it's not beautiful. It's not beautiful seeing people's homes and their lives being destroyed and all that, but it's amazing seeing the unstoppable power of nature and to be as close as you can to it and still be alive to talk about it.
This is Mexico in September 2002. Hurricane Isidore is bearing down. Geoff was sheltering under a concrete balcony when the entire thing collapsed. Once again, he was nearly killed.
So it's basically this whole third story up here that it fell down. But there it is, the only spot with no debris.
You've had a lot of near-death experiences.
I wouldn't call them near-death experiences.
What would you call them then?
Sometimes you can be in the wrong place at the wrong time, and it's a bit dangerous, but...
See, you're the master of the understatement. It's a bit dangerous. It's one of the most dangerous things you can do.
It is, but
Come on, it's one of the most dangerous things you can do. That's why they're calling you Danger Man now, Geoff.
I guess that's right, but I mean, I go into these things prepared for the worst and don't take doing this kind of thing lightly, and that can happen.
But you know the question that people are sitting at home asking is, why does he do this?
Well, I reckon everybody should experience a hurricane or a volcano just once in their lives.
Because?
Well, because then they realise how truly amazing and how, you only truly know you're alive when you're, facing death down the barrel.
It's absolute mayhem here.
And this is Geoff Mackley's latest incarnation, the frontman of a cable TV show being screened around the globe.
What I'm looking for is 8 camels, 3 4-wheel drives, 6 armed guards, 1.5 tons of water, and someone crazy enough to take me to Ruapehu, one of the most remote and inaccessible volcanoes in the world.
They've spent $1.5 million making 5 hours of television.
Yeah, that's...
You're the star.
I know, I don't think about that too much because I'm too busy doing what I'm doing, but yeah, it's fairly out there.
In each of the 5 episodes, Geoff takes on a new challenge, abseiling across a volcano in Ethiopia.
I'm suspended here 300 feet above Ruapehu, which is putting on the most fantastic performance.
Sleeping rough in Siberia, temperature 50 degrees below.
Watch what happens when I throw this cup of boiling water into the air. Top
top it all off, we're now going to sleep outside.
And, of course, that madcap scheme to drive a bulldozer into a volcano.
Oh, I reckon you could get down onto that flat bit there.
He's been to the four corners of the globe, so what's next for TV's Danger Man? Well, if Geoff has his way, it'll be a reality TV show, the likes of which we've never seen before. Contestants will be fighting not only for a prize, they'll also be fighting for their very lives.
In this next generation of reality TV, contestants would follow Geoff into the eye of the storm or up to the lava flow. No contracts have been signed, but talks are underway, and Geoff is keen to be involved.
That's the way it's going, and I might as well stay at the forefront of this madness for as long as I can. But, you know...
But someone's going to die. Sooner or later, someone's going to die.
As long as nobody dies on any of my shows, I'll be happy. And so far, that hasn't happened. Nobody's even been injured.
Geoff Mackley is not only an adventurer, he's also a businessman. He retains the copyright on the pictures he shoots and can sell them repeatedly.
How much are you worth now?
I can't tell you that. It's getting better by the day. I mean, it's better than...
Millions?
Well, it's getting better than my wildest imagination it could ever be.
Do you need to work anymore?
No, I don't. I wouldn't need to work another day of my life if I didn't want to, but I don't call this work.
Geoff's not one to spend up on fancy houses or cars, but he does splash out on things he can use for work, like this $200,000 truck he plans to turn into a flood-chasing machine.
A few nice toys, a few big trucks, big boys' toys. So everyone's got to have them.
You're just a big kid when it comes down to it, aren't you?
I know, but what's wrong with that?
Bad, yeah, very. Jesus.
Last year, Geoff spent half his time away from home in the most inhospitable parts of the globe. It's a grueling schedule that takes its toll, but Geoff Mackley says he wouldn't change a thing.
Life is a once-only thing, and most people around me, I think, live really boring and mundane lives. And I know that when I get up in the morning, I have no idea what I'll be doing at the end of the day. I might be in another country. And that's what's so good about it, and that's why I'll never stop doing this, because you just don't know what's going to happen next. And except that it's going to be spectacular.
Geoff Mackley there talking to Alistair Wilkinson.